How's it going, everyone? This is Nori, and welcome to a different video. This is a video about Fantastic Frontier. For some of you may know, I'm really into this game if you've been following me on social media as well as Twitter. So you may know that I've played this game. I've had my fair share of this game across the years. But we're here to answer a really important question today. Is Fantastic Frontier worth playing in 2022? And we're gonna go in depth as much as possible. And the problems of the game we're gonna cover as well. There's updates coming, so we're also gonna talk about that and other things as well. So first of all, let me explain that the game right now hasn't been updated. It hasn't been updated for maybe 2 to 3 years now. Bruh. And after 2 to 3 years, we're gonna get a big update. I'm gonna assume it's gonna be somewhere in mid-April or early May. Judging by all the leaks and things that I've seen across all the Discords and social media, that's my, I guess, fairest estimate to say when the update's coming out. Second of all, I'm gonna talk about my issues with this game, because this game is not perfect. This game is amazing, but it's not perfect. One of the major flaws of this game is probably the actual, the whole point of the game. The whole point of the game is to collect things, okay? Collect things, gather things, hunt things, in order to be a collectible master. So you can, harvest plants, and different plants are rarer than others in this game. Same with fish, you can go fishing. Same with hunting, so you can hunt for birds and monsters to get their drops. But there's the problem. Some of the items are just astronomically rare, right? And even the common items. Let's say, for example, this stupid flower right here. There's not enough places around the map for it to spawn around. There's maybe 2 to 3 places it spawns, but when you pick it up, it also takes forever to respawn, or, spawn items quick enough for you to, at least farm the game a little bit more efficiently. Another problem is, these items, they spawn so far apart from each other as well. You can see here, I'm looking around, and there's nothing in sight. Maybe a creature, maybe a bird or two. But plants, they're too scarce in this game. There needs to be at least more going on the ground than just one group of flowers, okay? That's what I think anyway. There should be... I don't know if you can fix that maybe by adding more, or if he increases the spawn rate, maybe increases the amount of locations items spawn in as well with the spawn rate, so that we can just see more things that we can collect along the ground more efficiently. Even if it is common items, I'm not saying the drop chances for the harvestables have to go up. I'm just saying that there should just be more things on the ground for you to pick that up, because there's just simply not enough items to pick up right now. Another problem I'd say is probably the gap between melee, ranged, and mage. Melee is good, don't get me wrong. Mage is good, don't get me wrong, but they both lack something very important. Because with ranged, you only need one weapon to do well. With maged and melee, you need a full set of different weapons in order to do a lot of damage. And I mean a lot of damage, probably more than ranged. But at the same time, the current state of the game, the action cancels simply make it so that you don't ever have to switch to mage or melee. And I'm saying this because I've tested all the classes in the game throughout the years. And constantly I've found that ranged has always had the upper hand everywhere because you can shoot from far away, you can do a lot of damage, and you only have to use that one weapon with ammo, provided you have ammo. That's it. That's it. But with mage and melee, you need other weapons, and you need to use the weapon specials to do a lot of damage. For example, I don't have the honoring blade, but I do have the PBD. I can't just run around like an idiot with just pure blood dagger and pull out the same survivability as ranged. And I even put out the same damage as ranged from far away anyway. So what is the point of going melee or mage? Well, the answer to that is if you just enjoy it. Otherwise than that, there really is no incentive to go mage or melee besides finding it fun. Which I feel like that takes away the point of it having an actual class. Sure, you need to have it fun, but you need to have it be used as well. And be useful. Be useful, actually be useful. And having it be useful means that you can just use one weapon if you want to, but you could also use several. And that's where the game has a lot of its problems, is with its actual items themselves that you pick up off the ground, and the weapons themselves, because the armor mechanic is really cool. Combining different armors gives you different stats, and for some weapons, you need a specific stat in order to make it stronger. So that is absolutely amazing. That is amazing. And another thing I'm kind of annoyed with is quests. This quest system is not good. Instead, what I would like to see, for example, is things like a quest board that refreshes after a certain amount of time. So instead of getting just one quest from, for example, from Mr. Toad over here, he presents you with multiple quests that you can do, and you turn them in for rewards. So, for example, on the wiki, you see how much quests there are for Toad, right? Both tier 1 and tier 2 quests. But what if you had a quest board that showed, for example, 10 of those quests you can do every 5 minutes, and that would switch around every 5 minutes? That would make it so that you can choose the quest that you want to do, and if you're not interested, you can just wait, and you will surely get a quest after a certain amount of time that you can do, because it's showing you 10 quests at a time that you can do, instead of just one. The game has a big problem with time, because you're constantly running around to check items over like long ass distances just to maybe find one specific item. Same with quests. You have to wait 7 minutes just for you to get a better quest, like if you want to refresh your quest. That is not a good way to keep a player in the game. A good way to keep a player in the game is by showing them a lot of more things they can do than just a handful. Another problem I have with the game, I'm saying a lot of negatives here because I want the game to be better, I want it to improve, right? Some of you may agree with me on this, some of you may not, but these are my opinions, so keep that in mind. What I think as well is that a lot of lag needs to be fixed and gone from the game. A lot of weapons, even like GRL, best weapon in the game, costs 50 million. But half the time, the rockets don't even register because they go through enemies. Just look at that damage. That's really good damage, but the rockets actually go through enemies. Same with melee. I've heard that melee has problems with its own hitboxes as well. It's just not what you want to see. It's just not what you want to see. Like, basic issues involving the mechanics of the game will also put a player off of not playing it. And as I said, I want the game to be good. I want it to do well, so hopefully, in this next update, we will get patches that fix all these issues. But now let me talk about why you should play it. Why should you get back into Fantastic Frontier if you haven't already? Well, the first one is, if you want to just simply prepare for the new update. Because as we know, the game hasn't been updated for 3 years, as I've said at the start of this video. That means that there is a massive, massive hallucive update coming. Like real soon, like around the corner. Maybe a month or 2. And if you want to get ready, you can start grinding all these quests. Grind up your money, because you will need it. You will need a lot of it. Grind up your housing so that you have storage. Maybe farm up all your armor sets so you have different builds to play around with. When there's maybe buff fixes or nerfs, you can find out what if melee actually becomes the best in the game. Because that's what I want to see. I want these things to become the best. And knowing these devs, they like to rebalance a lot of the aspects in this game. For example, Forgotten Life armor. Used to be the best armor in the game. It still kind of is the meta, but there are other options now. Best for endurance. It used to give almost 70 endurance. But they nerfed it into the ground. Now it does almost half as much with the entire set, as well as the endurance ring. That's crazy. So they do like to balance the game. I don't know if it's in the right way, because I'd say 70 endurance for an armor that you pay a crap ton of money for is a good deal. 40 endurance though is a little bit less of an incentive to get it, because you start running out of stamina quick when using weapons, especially the GRL. And many other weapons. Melee doesn't really have a problem with endurance. That's the only thing I'd say. But mage and probably ranged, I'd say, have the biggest issues with endurance, and the highest cap right now is just shy of 50. So, I don't know. I don't know. Another reason why you might want to play this game is because you just find it fun. You want to get back into it. The grind. The insane grind of maybe completing your itempedia like I am right now. I've completed my nature one like just recently. And you just want to get this completed before the update, because as soon as the update lands again, there will be more items to collect. So that means getting this cape will be harder, and getting the Frontier top hat will also be harder. So you want to grind to, like, I guess, complete your itempedia so that you can choose the collection and get everything in the game. And I guess another one is, if you have friends to play with, you know, friends are getting into it. Or if you're new. If you're new and you're wanting to get into this game, I'd say go for it. Because by the time you get to maybe mid-game or end-game, the update will be out and there'll be even more stuff to do than there is already. For a new player, there's already a crap ton of things to do. Like, a silly amount of things to do in this game. Including Nightmare. The Nightmare alone makes up like half of the game's content. I'm not even lying when I say this. The Nightmare update was so huge. But apparently, this next update is gonna be 3 times the size, maybe twice the size of the Nightmare update. Now, can you imagine the size of that update? Because I can't. That's gonna be so much content for a new player to explore that I'm jealous of them, because right now there's very little content at endgame to explore. You're either farming Lost for money, or you're farming Circus, or you're completing your itempedia. That's all there is to it. That's all you're doing at endgame right now. And we need more things to be doing. And that's been the problem, the lack of updates. I just wanted to get my thoughts out about this game. I do think it is an amazing game still. Even though I've said all these weird and bad and negative things about it. But I'm just saying it in order for the game to improve. I want this game to do well because I feel like it's one of the most unique games on Roblox right now. And it's been completely forgotten. It's been forgotten because there's a serious lack of updates, of content, and just balancing in general in this game. And I want it to succeed. I can't say that enough. To the point where I feel like making my own game that's like this, you know? And showing what can be done with a game like this. But yeah, if you found this video useful in any way, shape or form, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below with your thoughts about what I've said in this video. It's a really casual video, and it's pretty weird for the channel, but I guess that'll do it for now. Fantastic Frontier in 2022 is definitely gonna be worth playing again. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.